Hey everybody, how are you? I know this challenge is already a couple of years old, but I don't think that's any reason not to do it. If you're not familiar with this challenge, this was started a couple of years ago by Notey Tutorials, Google Picks My Makeup. Every time I've experimented with makeup, trying to do like a different shape or something, I've ended up not liking the result at all. And as a result, I never really get that adventurous. I found a makeup look that I think works for me, so basically I only ever do slight variations on that. I thought this challenge would be a good thing to do to force myself to come up with something new, something really different. Now what this challenge involves, and I've seen people do a few different versions of it. For example, I've seen people do versions of it where they've searched for foundation or eyeshadow or whatever, and whatever product it recommended them first would be the one that they would buy and incorporate into their makeup look. I'm like, that sounds very expensive. Like, that's an expensive challenge. But Notey Tutorials' original suggestion was to go to Google Images and type in your initials, so your first and last initials plus look, and then see what the first images that comes up on the image search and create a makeup look based on that image. In my case, my initials are FM, so I went to Google and typed in FM look, but the first result is this, which is literally just a makeup look already done. And like, no, this is supposed to inspire a new makeup look. I'm not just gonna copy that one. That was a bit of a shit result. If I type in just my first name plus look, it comes up with this picture that actually just seriously looks like a painting. You probably don't see it, but it just looks like a painting of me. If I didn't have my hair dyed black, like, that is exactly what it looks like, and that just kind of freaks me out. So I typed in just my surname plus look, and the first image that comes up is this rather interesting looking kilt. So choosing between this lovely painting and this interesting kilt, I guess they really both pose a challenge, but I think I'm gonna go with the kilt. This image is pretty bold, it's got yellow. I almost never use yellow, and I feel like it's a pretty good image to take inspiration from. Like, it's got interesting shapes and a lot of black, which I like. The challenge now is to try and create a makeup look based on this picture. It could turn out something really cool and interesting and different and new that I really like and go, oh wow, I'm really onto something here. Or it could be a total fucking disaster. Immediately I can think of some kind of interesting shapes and stuff to do, but whether or not I'm actually talented enough to do that remains to be seen. To me, this is kind of like a writing prompt. That's the only thing I can kind of compare it to. When you do a challenge where you have to write a short story or something, but it has to start with this sentence, or it has to be about this theme, or it has to include these words. A prompt just to get you started, because weirdly restriction aids creativity. Like a writing prompt, this is a visual prompt. Create a visual thing based on this image within these boundaries. Am I making any sense at all? If you've ever tried this challenge yourself, do tell us how it went. This is a pretty interesting looking kilt, so I feel like I should be able to create something interesting, at least. So I'm going to wash off my face and we are going to try, God knows how it's going to go, we're going to try and create a look on my face based on this image. Okay, let's begin. God, I look really weird like this. I suppose you're quite used to seeing me wearing red contacts, but it's actually been such a long time since I've worn them. Just reminding myself why I wore them so much, because they look so cool. I thought I would put on the red contact because the tartan has like a wee tiny bit of red in it. Also just add a bit more to the red. I'm gonna put on, I think this is actually a lip liner, so probably not all that safe for the eyes. But I've been doing it for years anyway. A bit of red pencil on the waterline. Oh, it tickles. What the fuck am I gonna do with this? There's a word for these kind of kilts. They're kind of the kilt answer to cargo trousers. Like it's a utility kilt, that's it. I think that you'd call it a utility kilt, because it's meant to be like fashionable in his pockets and shit. Obviously I've already got on my foundation and a wee bit of contour. Probably need a bit more contour or whatever. As usual, we'll start with the eyes. And I'm thinking I might do something creative with the eyebrows because I've shaved them off again. I grew my eyebrows back for the quarantine and I've just shaved them off again. It's like, oh, so smooth. So I can do something kind of fun with my eyes. I'm thinking straight lines for the pleats. I'll do what I usually do before I do any kind of makeup on my eyes, is to just kind of dust around them with a sort of taupey greyish shadow. And I feel like for some reason that just makes me feel more comfortable with whatever else I put on there. I don't know why that is. Every time I've put on eyeshadow forever, I always start by just dusting in the hollow of my eyes, like my eye socket. I guess like deepening the eye socket and then doing whatever eyeshadow and stuff over the top. Right, I've got this very straight, firm brush here. You know how you draw something in pencil before you go over it in pen? That's kind of what I'm thinking I'm going to do here. I'm going to start by doing some eyeshadow before making a really stark committal line with some liquid eyeliner. Oh, maybe I should have drawn something out on paper first. Oh well, let's just use our imagination. This is gonna look so fucking strange. This is my favourite eye pencil, and even when there was NYX in New Zealand, NYX Makeup, they didn't have this particular product. Slide on, glide on, stay on, define and turn on. It's a really long name. So if anybody ever feels like sending me some, I will love you forever. There's all these sort of wonderful techniques people use to make their eyeshadow like amazingly freakishly straight. I guess that involves the use of tape, which I've never tried before. I'm afraid to try. So I'm just trying to, oh god, I'm making a real mess. Trying to do straight lines like freehand. What if I make the lid yellow? Make it nice. The old smudgy brush. Give it a bit of a smear. I've got one of those Makeup Revolution palettes that's got a nice rainbow variety of colours in it. I guess I'll just stick with using this palette because it's got these nice bright yellows in it and the black. I've got a lot of Makeup Revolution products, not necessarily because I like them, but because there are very few choices here. But they're fine. It's like, fine. Okay, so I'm gonna stick some eyeshadow primer on here. Why am I saying it like that? Eyeshadow primer. It's so like thick and foundation like. It doesn't stay this colour. And it does work fairly well. It's just a bit intimidating when you first put it on. Here we're going to incorporate the yellow. Wow. Woo! Bumblebee colours. Kind of reminds me of one of my first ever YouTube videos I did back before I even had a camera. When I was using my webcam, I tried to emulate Susie Sue's makeup in her Spellbound music video. I love that song very, very much. Get some of the lighter yellow happening as well in the centre. And that is not the end of our yellow. I've got more plans. I'm going to fill this in with liquid eyeliner. I may go over it with a different liquid eyeliner, we'll see. You've seen me use the like Black Buster eyeliner 1,000 times because it's my favourite. But it's good for like large, bold lines. Quite good for filling in these pleats. Gosh, this looks weird. I'm just kind of going for it now. What the fuck? Quite like different on each side. Okay, so let's just go across here. Make it look slightly less strange, maybe. Slightly, but not much less strange. Yeah, I've really done them totally fucking different on each side. See, over here I tried to get them to kind of overlap. Over here they're separate. How the fuck did I do that? Am I just massively underslept or something? Some people criticize my makeup skills. Why would you ever do that? Can't you tell that I'm like so talented? What I wish I had right now is like a silver eyeliner or something, but I haven't. So that's the end of that story. Here there's lots of little silver rivets and D-rings and things, and I would kind of like to incorporate that somehow. Most of my eyeliners have run out. It's such a sad story. Yeah. I like this liner, but it tends to bleed. God, this looks fucking stupid. Why don't you do this? Like, if you haven't tried this challenge before, why don't you have a go at yourself at home if you're the makeup type? Oh, what am I doing? I found out the other day that mascara was originally invented for men, not for their eyelashes. It was like a black pomatum stick to put on the side whiskers and the moustache and the beard and I guess the hair to cover up the grey hairs. It's funny because a trick that I know that a lot of blokes use when they do put on makeup is to put mascara on their beards and moustaches and stuff just to, you know, get the edges neat. There you go, that's exactly what it was originally designed for. The idea I have for my eyebrows is going to potentially look fucking terrible, but we'll see, I guess. I've never tried this before. I've never tried any really weird eyebrows. I'm really scared. So here's what I'm very stupidly gonna try and do. Get a little bit of that on there. I'm gonna take my straight brush again. Trying to outline these bad boys. Wow, I'm not a good artist and my hand is shaking. Actually, it would make more sense if one like crossed over the other, right? 'Cause it's like crisscross threads, so I've already kind of fucked that one up a wee bit, so that looks like that's crossing over that way. I'll have this one going the other direction. That is definitely a look. Still not really feeling satisfied with these pleats that I've got going on. Just kind of in my head was like, I'll fix them later, but what do I do? Need a bit of colour on the lips. I want to say thank you again to Victoria for sending me this brand new Jeffree Star Weirdo lipstick. Like him or not, best black lipstick I've ever used in my life. And that is saying something. Throw this on. Wow, this looks fucking weird. This looks terrible. Okay, what can I do to make it less terrible? I really don't suit the little funny eyebrow look, do I? Some people really suit the like little, you know, like dot brows or cross brows or whatever look. I guess I super don't. Ooh, what if I made like another stitch or something? It already looks terrible, so how much more terrible can it possibly be? One's longer than the other by like a lot. Fuck, why am I so bad at this? I just look really fucking ugly. Like, this is horrible. As if this is gonna help at all. It doesn't look good in my head. I'll just make it up as I go along, and if it looks good, then it's a win. Yeah. Is there anything I can do to make it look less terrible? Here's an idea. I'll just like cover my face with hair. Yeah, that's better. That's better. That's a vast improvement. Well, this looks horrible and I hate it. And I'm really looking forward to washing it off. I feel like every time I experiment with makeup, it always ends up looking bad, which is why I hardly ever do anything ever different. I do encourage experimentation with makeup because you never know. You might try something that just looks really good on your face and be like, wow, this is something I'm gonna do forevermore from now on. You might come across something that looks really, really flattering on you. You never know, everybody's face is different. Like I said, I've never tried these like small eyebrow things. I've never done like weird eyebrows like dots or crosses or whatever before, and some people really look good with them. Some people can pull that shit off. Some people really can't. I can't at all. This looks fucking, apart from the fact that I've done an absolutely shit job of it. It looks like a child's school project drawing. Maybe it would be okay in the dark, going to a club night or something when it's dark and there's lots of flashing lights and no one can really tell how bad it looks. Maybe in that situation it would be okay. But I think that's quite a good idea if you want to experiment with makeup and you can't think of anything new to do. You know, rather than like trawling through Instagram or something and finding someone else's face that you think, oh, that looks cool, I'll give that a go. But to just Google something random and force yourself to create something from whatever picture shows up first. Because limitation and restriction actually aids creativity. If you say, okay, it has to be based on this picture, then you can really let your imagination go for it and try and like really come up with something new and cool and creative. Maybe it'll go really well, maybe it'll go very poorly. In this case, this has gone very poorly. I hate it utterly. So yeah, this has been a fun challenge. I've wanted to do it for ages. Why don't you give it a go if you're bored out of your mind and fancy playing with makeup and your face. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. We are such a wonderful community of people here. I do recommend joining it. As always, take care of yourself, be nice to each other, and I will see you next time. Bye.